I have got this 23 years old middle console from car that I was recently breaking for parts. And as you can see, the middle console is not in the best shape. The age and interior neglect is written by these deep scratches. And my mission for this video is to restore the middle console as best as I can. So let's get into it. Welcome to my workbench to clean this horrible rubbery stuff that is sprayed on the middle console since the car left the factory. I will use different types of grades of sandpaper. I've got these sponges, these sanding sponges or sand sponges with different type of grades as well. I will start with the smaller pieces because it's much easier to do them. So let's get on the small pieces first. And as we get into work and start sanding the bits of the middle console, I will try to explain what I am doing. First, I have used 80 grit sanding paper to remove all of the material that needed to be cleaned. Then when the plastic is clean and all the material is cleaned off, I use 120 grit sanding paper to smooth the surface. First done, nice and smooth. Let's get to the next one. As well, what I have ended up doing is to wrap the sanding paper around the sponge. It helps me a lot to keep hold of the sanding paper and have better grip. It's nice and clean. Compared to that one, what was it before? This one is much more better. Now this. Let's remove this one. This one needs to be just cleaned. It's done and it's nice and smooth. Now let's go on the ashtray, which is gonna be a bit tricky because I have to take it apart a little bit, which shouldn't be that hard, but I don't think it's gonna be easy either. This will need a proper clean. So let's start with this one. Wow, you can now compare the difference. Look at this. Let's carry on. Can I take this one out? So, like that. Okay, there is this spring. Yay! Okay, so it's not that hard to take it apart. I think what's gonna be hard is to get the spring back in. That's gonna be funny. Let's see what we can do. The face of the ashtray looks like this, which I think it's very good. Now this bit, I thought there is nothing to do on this bit, but I'm mistaken. There is this small strip that have to be done as well. But just this small one, then it have to be clean, as you can see. It's bad, it's very bad. There we go. Last piece in the puzzle. This massive piece of middle console. The small pieces was easy. This one's gonna be much more harder. But on this one, it's gonna be more tricky because I need to restore these ones because these ones are rusty. And I have to fix these brackets that I believe someone did want to take it away already once in the lifetime and snap these brackets. No, it wasn't me. I was very gentle to it. So I will have to replicate somehow these brackets and fix them. But that is gonna be after a proper clean. There we go, first one out. But I know what to do now. So it should be easier. So there we go. And there we go. And honestly, this is looking much better already. Wow. I didn't expect this kind of finish, just with sandpaper. But yeah, pretty happy. Next, what we have to do is for 25 hours, give these ones a proper bath. I will use citral acid to clean this rust from it and hot water. 1 teaspoon of citral acid, hot water, and they will be swimming in this. When they will be in this water 24 hours, after 24 hours I'm gonna take them out and give them a little bit scrub, but they should be absolutely clean and okay. 24 hours later, let's see the result. I've got gloves because I don't know what this can do to me. So let's see where we are now. Ooh, that's pretty good. Look at this. Seems to be nice and clean. This is the water. Nice and black. There. As well, I don't know if it's the chemical reaction or what's that, but it stinks. It stinks so badly. This one actually look very good. Let's wipe it all off. Look at them, like brand new. And I done absolutely nothing with them. Just to give them a proper bath for 24 hours. Let's go. Back to this big piece and back to these brackets on the back. We have to fix them before we spray the whole middle console with primer. And I had the time to think how I'm gonna fix this one. And it's gonna be pretty easy. Hold on a minute, let me stop here. I said it's gonna be pretty easy, but I was mistaken. The original plan was to melt the plastic on this steel plate and create the bracket this way. But the plastic that I melt didn't want to stick to the original plastic and it ended up breaking. The process was time consuming and my whole house stinks like a plastic factory. And is not the safest way how to fix something. So if I can give you good advice, don't even think about this, please. After this fiasco, I was searching for alternative way and I found epoxy. I am using Gorilla epoxy that you can see on the screen right now. The twin tube contain glue and hardener. I squeeze the tube evenly to get the glue and hardener out to have 50-50 mixture and then stir it and mix it together for about 30 seconds. After that I was able to start applying the epoxy and start creating the bracket. When the epoxy was harder, I removed the steel plate that was underneath. After that I have to let it dry for about 24 hours. But in the meantime I jump on the other bracket and done the same on the other side. But the other side was much worse, so I end up to use a lot of epoxy to be able to play with it when it's gonna be hard. When both sides was hard enough, I took my rotary grinder and start grinding the surface to create the bracket. When I was happy enough with the bracket, I drilled holes for bolts to be able to fix a screen that was originally there. After that, I touched the surface with primer and then sprayed with black paint. And now it's on you to tell me in the comments down below if I done a good job with the epoxy or what kind of method would you use. Next, I have to mask all of the parts before I apply the primer. Wow, look at that. The big piece is done. But it was nightmare. It was completely nightmare. Now it's time for primer. And I start with this small piece because it's gonna be much more easier. Applying or spraying the primer is not that hard, but you have to be very careful to don't overspray it or then spray too much primer on one place. Remember, rule of less is more counts in this case. It's better to do light coats multiple times instead of put heavy coat on one go and end up to be sanding the plastic parts all over again. I have ended up to be applying 3 coats of primer, but when you apply 1 coat of primer, you should wait about 1 hour before you spray another coat of primer. Then you will achieve the best results. Because I like this color, I will leave it in this color. I will not spray any other color like black, silver or whatever. I will keep it in this gray one. But last thing what I have to do, I have to protect the paint and the surface, and I will use matte lacquer. Probably you will ask me, why matte, why not gloss? And it's really easy reason for this one. Can you see this huge piece on the top? On this big piece on the top, this top bit of the middle console, it's sitting behind the windscreen. When it's gonna be sunny, the sun will shine on the top of the middle console and it's gonna glare into your eyes. So, for safety reason, matte lacquer. Matte lacquer. Now the same like with the primer, light coats, and I end up to be using 3 coats of this lacquer. Again, less is more. I don't want to overspray and create any unwanted drops of the lacquer on the surface. After 3 coats of primer and 3 coats of matte lacquer and multiple hours of filming, I am ready to reveal for you the final product. And I am so happy, it looks so sick. But stick to the end of this video where I show you how much this restoration cost me. Now let me show you the final product. Let's go. As you get yourself into the end of this video, maybe you will like this video on the left hand side or video on the right hand side where I'm rebuilding my Ashtray MK4. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I see you in next video.